What happens if you give a total beginner golfer a lesson from a tour coach? Let's do it.
Let's do it now.
That was good.
I like pitching.
Hi everyone, James Robinson here guys. First things first, welcome down to another episode of Short Game Saturdays. And Chris is looking a bit better.
Hey.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good, you're my new assistant.
I apologise for this attire, but it's cold in here.
It's all right, no problem. So yeah, Chris is still sunning himself, working, doing his seasonal coaching. So what we're going to do, Short Game Saturdays, we're going to do a video here where Chris gives you an online lesson on pitching. Total beginner, you wouldn't think so from that first shot, that was brilliant. How do you feel after your lesson from the other day, your kind of driver lesson?
Good, I mean, I'm a bit disappointed we're doing pitching, to be honest.
Did you want to do drivers again?
I wanted to get my aggression my anger out.
So we are in the process of moving house if you've not seen the other channel. So speaking of the other channel, was also going to be, I'm going to give Laura a lesson on pitching on the other channel because we didn't really want to put two videos on the same thing on the same day. So if people want to check that out, Laura, where have they got to go?
On our channel?
Yeah, the other channel.
The other channel? Well, that still's got no name.
It has.
It's got a better picture now.
Better picture.
Yeah.
And what have they got to do when they get to that channel?
Like, subscribe, follow us on social media.
We'd love to get to 10,000, wouldn't we, this week?
Yeah.
I think that's...
We're not far.
We're not far, but we're doing quite well, so people are generally enjoying it.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to film your pitching motion. We're going to send it to Chris. He's going to give us a few drills that you can do. If Chris gives you some drills, will you do them and get better?
I will if he starts making his bed when he stays around at our house.
People could misconstrue that, but in the spare room.
In the spare room, yeah, obviously.
Right.
But he leaves his wet towels on the floor as well.
Does he?
Treats me like a hotel.
Right, go on, one more warm-up shot and then we're going to...
Oh.
Interesting. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you guys how you can pretty much set yourself up for an online lesson. If you do want them, they are available, by the way, with me and Chris, so get in the comments below if you want them. So I'm going to film one down the line for Laura.
Okay.
So tell me when you're ready.
Ready.
Okay. And that's good. Like, what we don't want is we don't want a best shot. We want the shot that sums up where it might maybe go wrong for a beginner. That could be a lot of things. Then I'm going to film one from face on. So go again for me. You don't have to always look at me afterwards. So that's as easy as it gets. We're gonna...
I'm looking for your approval.
We're gonna now send those through to Chris and he can get away from whatever tour pro he's maybe teaching or whoever and give Laura an online lesson. Then he's gonna get back to us. He's gonna take exactly what he would work on and what drills he would prescribe. And if you want to see the lesson that I'm gonna give Laura right now, make sure you head over to the second channel after this video, which is linked at the end, and you can check it out there. That's
Sounds good, yeah.
There we go. Let's see what Chris says.
Okay guys, so thanks for James for passing me over here, and Laura needs to wind her neck in with her comments. I mean, that's why so far she's got bad TripAdvisor reviews. Not nice to the customers staying at the Hotel Robinson. So let's get into a short game, even after her attitude. You know, what we're looking at here is very much something that is, I see a lot from new golfers. You'll see that they have too much knee bend, a little bit close to the ball, and from there club wants to work in. She does a good job of balancing it up, comes down but very close club face and into the ball, starts left and low. Good news is for Laura, she's got a lot more chance of getting better, or a lot more I don't know what the word is, a lot more potential to be better than she might listen compared to James. So let's have a look. So down the line, we can see one of the big things is very active knees. Again, something that I see from amateurs. Like James has mentioned previously, I believe that, you know, a narrow stance is good in short game, but she's gone a little bit too narrow for the swing length. And then her knees and lower body have to become very active. So left knee comes forwards and right knee comes forwards into the ball. And if we have a look, obviously as she comes through, right knee nearly on plane by the time we've done. So the more that moves forwards, the more the hands are active, and then from there we're closing the face and turning it left. So let's have a look at some drills now. So I'm going to go outside, do some drills, see if we can get her improving that short game, and this is going to be very relatable to mid to high handicap golfers. You've seen that you normally have a wide stance, and people tell you to get a narrow stance and you still don't get the right contact. But it's the things that we're going to look at which are going to help you improve, and that's the main thing. There's a lot of advice out there. Narrow stance is good, but if we've got some dancing legs like Laura, then it's going to make it very hard to be consistent. And we all know Laura's a beginner golfer, but if we can get her on the right track to start with, she'll be better than James in no time. So let's get outside. Right guys, so like James said on the first part of the video, I'll be out here in the sun. I'll put my hat on to make it feel like it's sunny, but back in Rotherham now, so back on the Costa del Rotherham from Dubai. So I'm back quarantine at the moment for the next 10 days, so I will be doing a few videos from in the garden, things that you can practice on there. Again, I'm doing a lot of online lessons at the moment, and this is basically what we would do, and what I'm doing for Laura now is what we do on an online lesson. We've reviewed Laura's videos. Now what I'm going to do is give Laura some drills to work on, and then from there she'd resend those drills back over, and we'll review how that's improved, if we need to tinker with the drills, or if we can continue to do that ready for when we get back on the golf course, which I'm hoping is sooner rather than later. So we've gone through the videos. Obviously the biggest thing we looked at with Laura is posture again. Too much knee flex, very sat down, not really athletic. From there, what would happen is the club would drop inside. From there, she'd pick that up. A lot of knee movement, as you can see there, for me even copying that motion. And from there, we'd have a lot of movement in the lower body. And she'd flick the wrist, and the ball would come out low and left. Very similar, funnily enough, to James's driver. But what we want to do is help improve that. We want to help her improve the flight, improve the start line, and everything. Help the spin, help her have some control when James takes her out onto the golf course, if he ever dares. So we're going to do two drills here that are going to tick off two main points that we're looking at. So first of all, we want to correct that posture. So we want to focus on having very little knee bend, just so now it's less rotary. So alongside that, as James said, Laura's stance, and you'll see this a lot online. I see people on YouTube, I saw that I need to have my feet close together. Correct, we do want to have your feet together, but ideally I like to see a club head width apart, which is now not too close, where we have to use our legs to get rotation. If we now go a little bit wider, we can now focus on it being more the body rotating instead of the legs. Also with Laura, we're going to get her to turn her left foot out. A lot of people ask, why is that? That's again to help slightly open these hips so you can rotate through easier on the way through. If you stand there at home now and you're watching this, again, if you think if I have my feet pointing forwards, I'm more restricted. If I now open that foot, for example, I can now rotate a lot easier on the way through. So, less knee bend for Laura, club head width apart, and we're going to turn that foot out. So that'll help her in general get a better motion, but what we're going to do is add some drills into there. So when Laura's hitting some chips, we're going to get her working on, I can get this ball to stay. There we go, finally got there. We're going to work on her backswing. Again, because now feet are wider, legs are straighter, we can keep that club a lot more out in front of her. We don't have to turn that lower body and drop it inside. So again, a lot less knee flex. And then as she does the motion, what we're going to get her to do is we're going to get her to swing. I'm not going to hit this ball, I don't know why, it's into the fence. We're going to get her to swing back, and then as she comes down, we're going to get her to slide that right foot back. So what that's allowing us to do is not let that right knee come forward and Laura have to use her wrists, close the club face and hit it left. So she'll make some motions here, good setup, less knee bend, backswing, and then bring the foot back. So she's going to be turning her body better. So if I do this face on, normal setup, foot turned out, backswing, slide back. You'll see she'll turn her chest a lot more and the lower body will be less active. So that'll help improve a club path. So we should start to see consistent interaction with the ground, same kind of divot pattern, hopefully get us starting the ball a little bit better online. But as we know for that, the face is the main thing. So we need to give her something that's going to stop encouraging that motion. So we're going to mix it in with now a drill that a lot of people do with a putting. They go left below right, just to have a little bit more face control. It's a drill that someone like Pete Cowan's used for years, so probably one of the best coaches, if not the best coach in the world. He's been there using this drill for a long time to help people better understand keeping the loft consistent and controlling your ball flight. So she'll have a couple of swings and hit a couple of shots, just having it there where her stance is good. And there's no real wrist flick. If she does flick the wrist, she'll feel that because it will hit her at the bottom of her hand, so she'll get some feedback. And the drills here have to have feedback. The same if she has a motion where it drops inside here on the other drill, she'll not be able to turn through. So she'll be getting feedback if she's doing it right or wrong. And that's the thing with an online lesson. We review your videos, and then from there we want you to be able to do drills that give you feedback, so you don't stand there and practice something and then 2 weeks later have it reviewed and say, well, it's not changed. We need you to have feedback so you know you're doing it right and we know that you're improving. So once she's done a couple of these swings, we'd then mix that in. So we'd go normal stance, left below right grip, we'd make a backswing, and then mix those two in. So we're ticking the box of club face control, we've ticked the box of a club path by getting the foot sliding back. So 2 drills that she can do separate to start with, and then from there what she'll do, mix them both together and then go back to normal chipping. So hopefully that will help Laura's chipping, give her an idea of what she can do, and then from there it shouldn't be long until she's a lot better than James at chipping, which, as we know, is probably the majority of the population, I was going to say, of the UK, but probably the majority of just his 145,000 subscribers. I'd give you all a good chance of beating him. So on that note, I'll pass it back over to James. I'm sure he's got another sarcastic remark to come. So guys, thanks. Any questions on online lessons, pop over, drop me a message on one of my videos. I can send you and email that information over. Very busy at the moment with online lessons, everybody getting ready for the season. So if you want one, get on over. I'll drop you an email and we'll go from there. Guys, thanks for watching another Short Game Saturdays, and we'll see you, well, I'll see you next week.
So guys, there you go. That is what Chris makes of Laura's pitching motion, and we don't know what he said yet, do we? Because we've just carried on.
In the UK.
In the UK, yeah. But I'm sure he's giving you some pretty good drills. I'm sure he's giving you some good tips, but not as good as what I've giving. I don't know where we are in the context of the video, but guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, smash that subscribe button below. Get over to the second channel, check that out. We're really enjoying that, aren't we?
Yeah.
So it's not all golf related, but at the minute we're just doing what we can really to make fun videos. Make sure you check out Chris's channel as well. There seems to be some decent stuff on there. Do you think? Have you seen Chris's channel?
Yeah, I know he's got more followers than we do.
He's got better, hasn't he? He has got a lot better. So thank you ever so much. And apart from that, is Chris back next? I don't think he's back next Saturday either.
Well, he's not back in time to help us move.
No, he's not. No, he's timed that well. Apart from that, I'll see you tomorrow, and you might see us
in 2 days.
2 days.